Is this it?
This is it!
We've been holding power you make for 30 years. But here's the real question. How much torque are you making? Because every single ACT clutch is rated by the torque produced at the crank. That's all your clutch cares about. Your power, your performance, your success. Unrivaled precision, power, and durability. Visit advancedclutch.com today. 30 years of precision engineering and performance excellence. Because every revolution starts at the crank.
You've got questions? We've got answers. Need a pro you can trust? We have stores of that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
These are my race treads for when the road ends.
These are my race treads for shredding the slopes.
These are my race treads for setting the hook.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
The only results that we really want is to win every round and win the championship.
Don't really have anything to lose.
This whole year is a big ramp.
This is it. Today needs to go our
I don't want the season to end. And now your winner, unanimously, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osbo. James the Machine Dean gets the win after 3 battles. Let's give the boss, give him the trophy. The one, the only, Mariah Manoa! Back on the box once again, Adam Elzing. James the Machine Dean gets the win. Second place, Jack Shanahan. Wreckers or checkers for Matt Field. A 2-year dry spell has come to an end. With 1 round left, make some noise for the one, the only, James the Machine Dean! Well, the build-up has led to this. Let's take a look at our digital Shoreline course.
Long Beach is going to be wild.
Nobody else has driven this track yet. It's going to be one of the best events of the year. I gotta hold it down.
Irwindale has always been the most insane round, and I'm really stoked to see it happen somewhere else for the first time ever.
When everyone asks me what's your favorite track, I like Long Beach. You're doing the Grand Prix or you're doing Formula Drift at the highest level. For us to be able to come back and go full circle, I know it's going to be just as intense, just as good, maybe even better.
Look at this beautiful backdrop. Welcome to round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We're making history here today. This is the Shoreline Showdown. Shoreline because the name of the road. Shoreline because we're right on the shore. And the Showdown because this is our final round of the 2025 Formula Drift Championship. And I say we're making history because we begin the season just right here, but it's just a different it's the same sandbox, but we're building different castles. A new track, a new layout. We say goodbye, say la vie to the House of Drift, Irwindale, California, about an hour away from here. So Long Beach has opened their arms. Formula Drift has had their office in Long Beach since day one. We've moved around a little bit, but this has been home, just like Road Atlanta has been a competition. The HQ and the headquarters of the company has always been here in the vicinity of Long Beach. So thank you for joining us here. This is all about seating brackets here at this now new track built. We went digital, we went physical, and here it is. It's come to fruition. What a dynamic track. I would describe this as a European flat track. We're gonna be your tour guides. We're gonna be your hosts. I'm Jared Deanna. Joining me here is Jacob Gettins. Thank you so much, Jacob. For more information, you can watch the Outer Zone podcast where he interviews not only drivers, but staff, team, people, everything in between. So some great insight there on the podcast, so be sure to tune in. Let's take a look at the Smash Cam. This is our FPV drone. There we start on Shoreline, going in now. We have massaged this track a little bit from simulator, even to this morning, to now. 7 outside zones is what we're looking at. It sounds like a lot, but and we're gonna walk you through it, not just on this, but this really gives you a quick lay of the land. Jacob.
Yeah, it's great. I love this layout. I love that it's been something that it was conceptualized and then built digitally. Actually, the designers here in the house, which is super, super cool. So shouts out to Geronimo on that one. And it's wild. It's fast. It's only getting faster as we add more rubber into the track. There's walls everywhere. It's everything that you want in a solid track. And this is the digital version of it. You can see here, play it in a set of course. You can download it. It's a wild time. And now we get to do it in real life.
Yeah, it's really cool to see simulators play such a major role. I saw the podcast where you talked about, hey, one of the first events I ever announced was with Lontaine doing the sim stuff. And you look at what Hiroya Manoa, you look at what Freddie's done. All the drivers have sims. If you don't, you're missing a tool in the toolbox metaphorically, because you're getting course knowledge, you're getting layout, you're getting basically management, vehicle management, and the technology is so advanced. It is very comparable to driving a car. Obviously not the smoke, there's some elements, but at the core of it, you're getting a good sensory overload of what to expect. Is it precise? Is it exact? Speaking of somebody like that, Mad Mike Woodette, I just told you he walked in the building. Yeah. We were talking about that because I felt like a fan for a moment. We got some popcorn, just up there and watched, and we're talking about how much of a tool it is for him, his son, and all the drivers. Speaking of the drivers, you can take a look at our championship schedule here. Freddie won here in Long Beach. I saw him the other night. I said, you going to go back-to-back? Bookend it, Freddie? Ooh. James Dean gets the win in Atlanta. Hiroya Manoa talking about him and all his accomplishments. Adam LZ, he's in the hunt for second, because we do know that, boom, James Dean, who won 3 rounds this year. He won St. Louis. He won, you could see most recently in Utah. And then Matt Field, it's a Matt Field sandwich there between James Dean slices of bread there. He won in Seattle. But, coming into this round of competition, there is no course knowledge. There's no setup. There's nothing like that. So it's very interesting. Talking about the hunt for the second overall in the championship. What are we seeing here?
Yeah, second and third is what we're going to. Really, it's between Matt Field, Adam LZ, Frederick Osbo, technically Hiroya Manoa, and crazier things have happened. We've seen drivers go out pretty early this season that you wouldn't expect it. So those are the drivers that are going to be hunting for that second and third on the season. And take a look at this. Jonathan Castro up in 6th, Odie Bakshi 7th, a little further down what we normally see him. Dylan Hughes making a big climb into 8th, Forsberg down in 9th, Brandon Sorensen top 10. All those drivers, and everything we're looking at right now, those drivers wanting to make it into the top 10. There's a lot of pride on the line when it comes to that. Single digits.
Another driver that 2 drivers with the last name Shanahan. Connor, we saw him last year. That was his freshman year. Hiroya Manoa got Rookie of the Year. All signs are saying that Jack Shanahan is going to wrap up that Rookie of the Year. By no means a rookie to drifting, but to Formula Drift Pro competition. He is definitely a rookie making the jump over here. He's a great addition to the Formula Drift family. Drivers with multiple championships. Well, James Dean has everybody beat. He's got 5. He wrapped up his 5th here this year at our previous round 7. Pretty crazy. It was dynamic. It was cool. So congratulations to him. We're going to celebrate more of him tomorrow as well, as this is our seeding brackets. We're playing a seed, and we're going to see who grows on from here. We have 20 pre-seeded drivers, 12 spots in total. So we're going to see a few broken hearts here today, because it looks like we have a total of 14 drivers. So 14 drivers. 2 drivers are going to be watching tomorrow from the sidelines.
Yeah, so, I mean, taking a look at that graphic, it's basically the lowest ranked drivers that lose the bottom 2. So a couple drivers to look at: Jonathan Hurst, Dmitry Brutsky, Simon Olsen, Federico Sharifo. Those are your bottom 4. Those are the ones they have to win to really make it into the show. So we'll keep you in the loop on all that, but it's the seating bracket pairing up is really good. Big word on this one, Vaughn Gittin Jr. Making that return. He is in seating, and I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. He looked really good in practice.
You know, talking to some of his team and about his setup, what he's done. I mean, if you look at just the evolution of the Ford Mustang, and we're going to kind of get to that even going into tomorrow, but the evolution of the Ford Mustang, he started campaign 1 2005. This is the 15-year anniversary of him winning his first championship in 2010. He won again in 2020. Ford debuting his new, what they called Project Fun, is now Ford Mustang RTR. 60 years of Ford Mustang this year. And they have only entrusted somebody outside of Ford twice, and this is the second time.
Yeah.
You know, that's insane. So just Vaughn Gittin Jr., the progression of his driving, his vehicle setup, where he's at, you know, driving a Bronco, coming back, driving a Ford Mustang. You know, he's joined out there by Ben Hobson. We'd love to see him shine. But, you know, we have some other talent out here. Rudy Hansen, he's actually driving his wife's vehicle. She told me that, she said, well, my car's rip-roaring ready to go. Rudy's car is basically ready for next year, is what she said. And this thing needs a refresh. So why not just thrash it and bash it? Go ahead, have your way with the car out here at round 8.
Yeah, I mean, go with the one that's ready to go, and her car is incredibly competitive. I know they've basically built all their cars at this point to be pro-level cars, so why not? And then following up behind him, we got Ben Hobson, Jonathan Hurst. I think that's another great battle. They faced each other last round as well, and we'll see. But all eyes right now on the driver. It only runs 2 rounds, Vaughn Gittin Jr., and we're going to see if he can still hang. It looked like it in practice. Like I said, I looked over on, I think, his second run. I'm like, he's got it. Yeah. He's locked in.
Yeah, the course setup is really, I think it's going to suit his style. He knows how to place the car, but you got to think Rudy Hansen, you know, he bouncing around, doing a lot of driving. This is a big battle for Rudy Hansen. This is kind of bragging rights, you know, going against a 2-time champ. Re-enters the picture, and Vaughn, he's excited. I saw him Wednesday night revealing the new Mustang RTR from the Ford, you know, Flat Rock plant, and he says, dude, I'm pumped. He unprovoked was like, dude, I'm pretty pumped to drive along. Awesome. He was like stoked. So it's really cool to see him back here. Great attitude. I know his wife and kids are watching back in North Carolina. Rudy Hansen, he's got his family and his fans cheering him on. And now it's Hansen versus Gittin for our first seeding bracket. Let it be known that Dan Burkett does have a bye run. He is locked and loaded. He goes against the winner of this battle. So really, you just don't want to be in the bottom 2 in order to make tomorrow's main event. Again, 20 pre-seeded drivers already locked and loaded for tomorrow. We are backfilling with the other 12 spots right here, right now. Who is going to be in those 12 spots? TBD here at FDLV2. Vaughn Gittin Jr., Rudy Hansen out front. Go ahead and initiates into that first outside zone. Second, look at that long sweeper, nice, tight. You bring it around, and now, look at it. It looks really narrow, a lot of room there. Hansen places the car really well into that outside zone. Once again, they're all outside zones. Taps it, hits it, quits it. That's a short one. Now, this is a real long one. Fills all of it really nicely. Now transitioning back around. It's that long and the longest outside zone. Vaughn Gittin Jr. I love this.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, I mean, this really is just a different track than what we've seen in a lot of the Formula Drift competition. It's tight, it's technical, it's all about placement of the vehicle.
Yeah, it's got a lot of elements from a lot of the tracks that we run, and it's a great conglomeration of all of them. So Rudy Hansen out front does a pretty good job here at the first outside zone. You can see how that's separated at that second half. We're not as worried. These are a couple of the little adjustments we've made with driver inputs, but doing a better job through these other zones, and needs to be just a touch deeper, and I feel like Vaughn pulling things back just a little bit, hoping to strike in this section where you get a spot in the track where the chase driver kind of gets to reset. They can come in on that tighter inside line and then start to strike, and does a great job in that final outside zone. And now we get into the Justin Smash Cam. We were talking a lot about different things that he's able to do here, and I'm very excited to see what we're able to do, because that's a big part of it too, is we've never shot this track like this. We don't know what the backgrounds are going to look like or what they're going to be able to do, but Yeah, for right now, Rudy Hansen, solid run, being the first one out of the gate, first real competition we've seen on this track layout. So kind of a monumental moment we just got to witness.
Absolutely. History is being made here. Thank you to the city of Long Beach, the Long Beach Grand Prix, for opening their arms to the home of Formula Drift. Thank you so much. And we have some special guests tomorrow to really kind of put an icing on the cake that is Formula Drift LB2. Vaughn Gittin Jr. will now lead. And as you can see, that the different perspectives. So here I am calling the run, but you get to see all those different angles, either with the static drone, get that overhead kind of more static, more stable, as opposed to the FPV giving you that real video game, cartoony type feel.
Yeah.
So all of them are going to come into play, and they're all going to be utilized, especially with 7, count them 7 outside zones.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's great, though. I like it. I like that we've got a lot of transitions in it. It now will start separating out different drivers, and we'll see drivers who are really good with transitions really climb the ranks of this event.
It's really not about speed. It's about dialing it in, getting that precision driving. Boom, right in that first outside zone. There goes the second. And look at that arc. Bring it in right outside. Don't look at the wall. Look at the box on the ground. That is the outside zone. Filling it with that back left is Vaughn Gittin Jr. Exceeds it just a little bit. Now brings it in. They split that zone into 2. Now into outside zone 6. Now into the last one, this outside zone 7. Bring it on and passing through that smoke right in front of the stand there, and brings it on home. And this is where I think the other driver is going to kind of have to force an error, or not force, and not kind of impede on something, but you're really kind of hoping to make that mistake. But Vaughn, I think he placed the car pretty decently.
Yeah, he did a really good job with it. And there's something that a few drivers have brought up specifically with this track, which is the smoke carrying over, because you run a line and then come right next to it with the wall placement, and you'll see this here with Vaughn. You can see there tons of wheel speed, good plume of smoke coming through. Does a great job through these zones, maybe a little bit shallow through this section, but then you'll see Vaughn's going to then be forced to go back through his own smoke. So we talk about the elements playing a factor here. Little gusts of wind could be a make or break between being able to see the zone and not seeing the zone. But Vaughn looking really good. We do have a very small bubble, something that was debuted back in Utah, and we're seeing it again here. Now, it's much smaller than we saw in Utah, but it'll make sure that lead driver gets out to a certain part of the track, gets the weight initiation done. The chase driver is allowed to fly through it in order to keep that. I think it worked really well in Utah, and they've opted to keep it here, although modifying it, making it smaller. But you can already see how much smoke is coming down, and yeah, just another pinball machine, man. It's great to have all the walls here.
Really technical, tight track. As I said, I kind of described it as a European-style track, and because the banks are so American, you know what I mean? You don't see those a lot in other countries. I mean, I've seen them in Australia and different countries, but those big banks like Seattle, like Wall of yesteryear, you know, I'd love to see a bank at E-Town.
That'd be interesting.
On that. What would it be? 1, 2, 3? Yeah, on the second outside zone.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I'd be all right with that. Just build us a half pipe, or it could be a quarter pipe there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then jump, go into the crowd.
Yeah, I would be totally fine with some jumps in here.
Let's get weird.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, so Rudy Hansen and Vaughn Gittin Jr. awaiting the outcome of this battle. Don't envy the judges right now. Just really, and this is the kind of pressure cooker I'm gonna expect this year, or expect from this round. Excuse me.
Yeah. There's a lot of factors to play, which also means if you make a bit of a mistake, you might be able to make up for it somewhere else.
Slide them left or right. Looks like Rudy Hansen gets a 1, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. gets the win. So it's a one more time. Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Vaughn gets the win. So Vaughn is locked and loaded. Rudy Hansen, what number spot is he?
He is 8th, so he should be okay. It's just going to depend. There is still a possibility that he could get knocked out, but and crazier things have happened.
Yeah, the percentage is pretty low of him getting kicked out, but
it could happen. Yeah, I mean, if all of our lower ranked drivers win their battles, then that could be it. So we'll find out.
Yeah, basically 14 and 13 would need to get knocked out. That would be first.
You need 14, 13, 12, 11. Basically there'd have to be an upset every battle.
Yeah. All right, moving on to our next battle. Another Mustang RTR. This one piloted by Ben Hobson in the Pennzoil Mustang going again. Jonathan Hurst in the Cadillac, the Mr. Cool vehicle, into that second outside zone now, coming on in. Some separation. Ben, a little straightening there, some wavering. Want to take a look at that overhead view. Oh, Ben looks like he taps the wall, now comes in. Now they split that into two. This is one outside zone. Basically 5 and 6 was one at one point, and they decided to break it into two outside zones. And Ben with good angle there. Now turns it on. But you saw him tap the wall, did that disrupt, so now let's take a look. That overhead view is definitely going to be telling of what went down.
Yeah, it really seemed like Ben was having to work the car. The initiation looks good, gets that car swung out, looks very comfortable there. And then through our second outside zone, things look solid. And then through this transition is really where it starts to go wrong. Catches it a little bit early, then has to push out wide. That sets him up the wrong line coming out to the wall. Now Hurst has to back off. He sees Ben Hobson is going to be getting into the wall. Now, Ben does an amazing job of collecting things, not panicking, getting back out and filling the rest of the zones. But it was a pretty big wall hit. It was an incorrect line, and it does take a little bit for Hurst to come back in. So not too bad. I mean, the mistakes that Ben made, obviously not great, but the way he collected himself afterwards, in my mind, it was incredible, because it's super easy. This is the transition. Need to drive it a little bit further and then swoop around. And what this does, he misses basically those zones, but comes in with a lot of heat, stays in it, but from there, Hurst has to do something to stay in drift and has to cut through that line to get back into the battle. So yeah, Ben was offline.
It was a reaction. It was a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Where like you said, Ben overcooked it, got in the wall, that threw Jonathan off, and then both of them kind of calibrate and get back to the action.
Yeah, so Hurst now, really, he's got to throw down just a solid run. I don't think it has to be anything spectacular, but he's got to get all those zones. He can't have that wall hit, and he's got to be wide. This track, if you run a really wide line all the way through, you're going to do well at it. And if you cut any corners, especially in the lead, it's going to show all the way through. So it's going to be a bit of an issue. So yeah, we'll swap them around and see how this ends up playing out for the drivers. But for Hurst, yeah, he's got just a nice calm run. If I was a spotter in his ear, I'd be like, just
keep it clean, keep it sterile. Don't do anything. Don't be nasty.
Don't be nasty.
Yeah, okay.
No. And this is a must-win for Hurst. Really, there's only one other driver that could knock him out. But yeah, he's got to be solid.
Mr. Hurst, if you're nasty, put him in a Hurst. Is he going to put him in a body bag? We'll see. Jonathan Hurst, Mr. Cool, into again that third and then a fourth. Boom. So that's a fourth.
Yeah.
That wall, that's a separate outside zone that they want. The judges are requesting the drivers to hit. Outside zone 6, now bringing it on into that outside zone 7, the longest and the strongest. Tucked on in, and Ben, I feel like Ben knows he needed to apply the pressure, kind of maybe, that's what I was talking about earlier, is forcing that error from the chase position, apply so much pressure that you almost panic.
Yeah, and it's a great tactic. If you're on someone's door all the way around, that lead driver knows it. They can feel it, especially with those RTRs. You can hear it, and it's going to be thumping in your chest, and he does a great job of that. Jonathan Hurst does a bit of a correction there through outside zone 3, but Ben Hobson does an amazing job in the chase. He's all the way through. He fills basically the zones behind Hurst, does a really good job, and that's what he needed to do. Now Hurst parking it just a little bit through that transition. Like to see him carry the momentum all the way through and make it smooth, but it looks pretty good all the way through, and I think Ben did what he needed to do, and Hurst also did what he needed to do. So it's going to be pretty tough here for these for the judges on it, but it's going to really come down to it's really going to come down to the mistakes that we saw there from Ben Hobson.
Okay, so taking a look once again, Mr. Cool, the Cadillac. Ben had that mistake. Let's see what the judges expect or what they saw on the outcome from the second run.
You can see that damage there on Ben's car.
There we go. The Type S Top 16. Slide him left for Ben or right for Jonathan Hurst. Jonathan Hurst gets the victory. Ben Hobson, another scenario where he is high up there, sits in fourth, so he should be okay mathematically, but like you said, those, again, 13th and 14th ranked drivers, that would be, Jonathan Hurst.
He was one of them.
He's that one. He's one of them.
So now Brudsky definitely needs to get this, and Sharifo and Olsen possibly as well.
All right, so this is a must-win for Dmitry Brudsky, and obviously for Ryan Littoral as well, but again, mathematically, let's see what we got. All right, so we got the Bold Cars Collision Center. Got an accident? Call Bold Cars. Use code Formula Drift to cover your deductible.
Ooh.
Yeah, hey.
All right.
There you go. So Dmitry Brutsky's title sponsor here, and the Sunoco S chassis of Ryan Littoral. Here comes Ryan Littoral making a cameo. Ross Petty, his spotter, FYI, coming into that second outside zone. Littoral, again, that swing of the thing. You can see that little arc coming off, maybe just a little kicker towards the end into the outside zone. Good angle from Littoral there. Great placement of that vehicle by Ryan Littoral. You can see him shimmying his way in there. Brutsky, he's got good placement, but is just backing off. Now, keep in mind, Brutsky did get into the wall earlier, just not getting all the way out there. You wonder if the car's gripping up too much. It seems like he's fighting the car, and it's just not dragging out to that outside zone.
Yeah, and the opposite of that with Ryan Littoral. The car seems very comfortable for him. Seems nice and loose. He's still got speed coming through it, but Brutsky on that tighter line, having to hold back the grip that he's got. And, I mean, for Littoral, he is one of the drivers that has probably spent some of the most amount of time on sim on this track. He's a renowned sim driver. He is on it as much as he possibly can. So if there's anybody who's going to be putting in a ton of laps, it's him. Now, one mistake coming out of that zone, Littoral really checks up coming out, almost parks it, but does a great job through the rest of it. And Brutsky is just on the inside line all the way through. He's pretty tight on a lot of this, and as you said, he got into a bit of a wreck a little bit earlier on. He's been into a couple of them today. I mean, his first chase run in practice, he was I can't remember who he was chasing, but he's absolutely all over him. So Brutsky's pushing hard through this battle, and he needs to, being sitting where he is right now. He is one of the drivers that's potentially on the bubble to not compete tomorrow, so he's got to come out and really be swinging. But that's a pretty tight line all the way through on the chase, so I'm not sure if that's going to work out all that well for him.
Ryan Littoral, good placement there. I said it very kind of discreetly there, but somebody who was an early on Formula Drift driver, Ross Petty, Team Boso, he is spotting for Ryan Littoral. It was great to see, just a blast from the past. Also, we have a Formula Drift host from G4 Days, 2004, Maylene Ramey. She was part of our hosting team. Saw her. She's now doing tennis. She's doing Formula E. So some of the Formula Drift family just coming back and saying hello. That's pretty sweet.
The final round's always cool for that. There's so many people that come just to see this. So Brutsky not pulling up to the line. Oh, they're checking something here on Littoral's car, it looks like. So I don't know if they were pulling a bumper or fender. It wasn't quite sure. And you can see just how close the fans can get there on the sidewalk.
Well, might need to call his sponsor and
the collision center.
Yeah, call the collision center. Just get out here and pull.
Save that deductible.
Yeah, save that deductible. Go over to Dmitry Brutsky. Sunoco S chassis, the 909 RB looks like gave it the thumbs up, and pull on up Brutsky, Ryan Littoral for the second half of this battle.
I wonder if Brutsky was going to, Littoral was pulling the wrong lane. There we go. We're all set again.
Doing a little grill check, and we are back at it. So Brutsky now up front. And what do you do as a driver? I mean, given that, a spotter, here's Ross, he's in his ear, Brutsky didn't get all the way out there. What do you tell him?
You just say, hey, this is where he was the entire time. Do a better job of that. He was tight on the line. Just get on him, stay in that quarter panel, and have a good time.
All right, here we go. Brutsky, he does place the car properly. Now that he's got the clean air, Ryan Littoral pedals back, gives himself enough room here. Now look at now, I say that, holy slingshot, throws it in there like Dennis the Menace. Now into that outside zone. Once again, just taps that quick little wall section. You can see the fender coming off here. Brutsky, good angle from him. Brutsky, better placement up front. You can see just dragging, good placement once again. Littoral tucked in. So you can see that Littoral did have that power. I think he was giving himself enough room and treading lightly, given that, Brutsky in the chase wasn't exactly in all those zones.
No, and Brutsky in the lead here still looks like he's fighting that car, and it really wants to go, and he's having to hold it back. He's pulling on the reins really hard here. You can even see with that transition. Once he kind of lets off of it, it does fling out, it does gain a lot of speed. Great job for Littoral there to not kind of bite on that tactic or whatever's going on. Not saying that Brutsky's doing anything on purpose, but it's just how the car's set up, and you can see Dimitri's really just trying to fight to get that car through. So maybe with that incident earlier on, the car is not exactly in the spot he wants it to be, and he's having to work really hard to get it to be where it should be. But yeah, Ryan Littoral, amazing job to keep it in the pocket all the way through, to not overcommit on any of those sections, close up the gap. So great chase job there from Ryan Little. For Brutski up front, just a few spots where you can tell something's not quite right. And oh man, that is definitely going to be needing that deductible waived.
The Bold Cars Collision Center. All right, slide him left for Ryan Literal or right for Dmitry Brutski. Ryan Literal gets 1 vote, 2 votes, and 3 votes. It's unanimous. Literal advances on. He'll be in the show tomorrow. Some great placement for him. Now, Brutski, like I was talking to his son, and he said he backed it on the wall. They straightened the thing out. So looks like he's got to massage it out a little bit more, and he's hoping that some mistakes are made by some of the other drivers so he can advance on. But now his fate rests in the other drivers. So when we come back, we'll continue here with the O'Reilly Auto Parts seeding brackets here at round 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship Shoreline Showdown. We deem this FDLB2.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Get out there and have fun. Because you've got Meguiar's. And we've got your back. From wash, to paint care, to maintenance and more, Meguiar's has your hybrid ceramic solution for every adventure. Meguiar's, reflect your passion.
This is where champions are made. Born from Formula Drift. Engineered for your daily drive, where Kenda's Vesda UHP Max Plus proves it's not just track ready, it's street dominant. This is podium to pavement. Vesda UHP Max Plus, only from Kenda. Find yours today at kendatire.com.
BC Forged Wheels. Custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged. Proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2025.
Welcome back to our seating brackets as we are getting prepared for the second half of our seating brackets and continuation. You can see this morning it was absolutely just pure, like virgin snow, like a powdery day, right? Just the water was clear, like a glassy lake, and then we just thrashed it. We came in there and threw down for our town. Derek Madison, Connor O'Sullivan, 2 drivers that have made their ranks through the Pro Spec competition and now making their way into Pro. D-Mads, he got in a little tussle with the wall earlier. O'Sully, just really a driver to watch.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, making the jump from Pro Spec into Pro, I think it's the right move. Saw Cody Buchanan. He's out here. He's hanging out. He's looking at his program for 26.
Okay.
Saw him at Von Kitten Jr.'s RTR reveal the other day. He's excited to be out here. So Pro Spec champion Cody Buchanan.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. D-Mats, O'Sully in that United States Army, BMW. Coilover Depot, S chassis out front. Nice job by D-Mads. O'Sully cannot be shaken. Look at Madison. See him just a little bit of lunging back and forth. O'Sully tucks into that pocket. Good transition, just allowing him to transition in front of him. Gets right back into the smoke screen, just out of it, so he can't get that vision. And there they go, back into their smoke. And that last outside zone, really well executed. Nice job by Osoli. I liked the composure. I mean, D-Mads had a good lead run, allowing to Osoli to trust and get into that pocket, and he tucked in really, really well. I want to see this overhead and make sure the placement was just right from either one of the two or both of them.
Yeah, the two things these drivers have been working on, for D-Mads, it's been being smooth and consistent. He can drive, but it's making sure that now that he's jumped up to a bigger tire, that he can do it smooth, and he does a great job of that. And for Osoli, it's not biting off more than he can chew. That's the thing he's been working on all season, where he's an incredible driver, but often he'll like try and dive in at the weird moments and just overcommit to things. Both of them here do a great job of correcting both of those things. Super, super smooth here all the way through for Derek Madison. And Osoli is aggressive the way we want him to be, but at no point gets into a situation that's going to get him in trouble. So they're growing up in front of us, Jared.
Our wee little lads,
Our little
pro
boys,
sec, becoming into pro, and rightfully so. Like you said, just that holding back, that refinement that Osoli had, you saw that come to light. Just tuck back in that pocket, have the composure in order to not just take yourself out. That's usually what happens, especially in a course like this. This is where I was talking about forcing that error either from the back, trying to apply that pressure, but Madison didn't crack for the most part. I mean, had some mistakes, but under his own accord. But overall, that was nice.
Yeah, there was nothing glaring. It was just like, I wish you were a little deeper here. But there was, at no point was I like, oh, that was bad. It was a solid run from both drivers. Now we'll swap them around. We'll see what Osoli can do out front. Probably knowing there's a little bit of pressure. You would know what that lead looked like. You had the front row view of it. So same thing. He's just got to keep his composure, keep calm, and put down a very, very solid lead run.
Keep calm and move on. All right. And let's switch up the order. Connor O'Sullivan, Derek Madison. Osoli will lead the BMW. And D-Mads chase him down. Throws in the first outside zone, just a quick little hit and quit it. Derek Madison giving himself some room to buffer, and there he goes. Now into this third outside zone, and Madison, you can see, now coming back up, joining the party. Fourth, that tap. There's that fifth on the wall, and now sixth. Madison giving himself maybe too much room here. Oh, and Madison spins out, comes to a halt, hits that bumper. O'Sullivan keeps on. Yeah, and that's O'Sullivan. I think he did just enough in the chase position. Could have refined a little bit, one to grow on, but Derek Madison taking himself out.
Yeah. I know O'Sullivan he was locked in throughout that entire run. You could see it from initiation. Very confident in the car, comes through, goes out around that bubble. Very smooth initiation through one, sets himself up well for two. Lights off. Derek Madison's doing a great job in the chase through this section. What I like is O'Sullivan gets the transition done and uses the speed to really slingshot himself out from two out to three, and then just very solid through the rest of it. Derek Madison gets pulled on a little bit and then makes that lunge at the wrong time, and that's what ends up doing it. Though by the time he gets into it, he has to back off just a touch, and then by then O'Sullivan's already starting to leave. So it's getting that timing down that's crucial to try and close that gap. I mean, for me, I like to see drivers do it in transition. It's tough to do it in the zone, but often it's in the zone when you recognize how far back you are. So D-Mad just now he's got to learn a little bit about learning when to strike.
Let's take a look who gets the victory here. Slide him left for D-Mads or right for Osoli. Connor O'Sullivan is your winner. O'Sullivan. So we will be seeing, it looks like, Austin Mata and Connor O'Sullivan. Again, another Pro Spec driver dancing his way into pro. Two more battles left in our seeding bracket, top 16. Kenshiro Gushi, an OG since 2004, and Federico Sharifo in his signature Ferrari. Fiorella, you can see the stats here, going against each other over the last 5 years. Only one battle, and Fedi got the number of Ken Gushi. This is a must-win, as Federico is the lowest ranked driver of the 14 that are here in competition. So it is a must-win, otherwise he is on the outside looking in. All right, so Ken Gushi initiates. Federico Sharifo comes in on the inside. Fedi needs to get that car to that outside zone. Ken Gushi puts it properly with that Greddy Toyota GR86. Into that outside zone, that one on the wall, and here's the other one. Right into five. Whoa, he overkicks it just a little bit here. Now Fedi, that does allow him to catch up. In outside zone 7 goes the 86 and the big Ferrari. Man, look at sizably. That car looks like it's going to just eat it up.
Yeah.
But again, I think Gucci, Fetty just that car needed to get back there. Had some fluid moments, but placement of the vehicle overall.
Yeah, definitely placement. A lot of it starts with the initiation. Fetty actually gets caught a little bit on the inside of it and isn't able to float out all the way to 2, like we see with Ken Gucci. Now, does a pretty good job through here to try and cut some of that line to get back into the battle. Gucci looking great through outside zone 3. Very, very solid. Lots of speed coming through here, and but overshoots it. And that is going to be a pretty big mistake in the lead. Now, these are 2 independent things through this section. Fetty's having his own struggles in the chase. And Ken Gucci, other than that mistake, that was pretty much it. Could have been a little bit deeper through outside zone 7. But other than that, it's, fairly good run there from Ken Gucci. Just a little bit too much speed through there. We are finding that this track rubbered in really, really quick. First couple of runs here, it was like ice skates. It was, everybody just was kind of having to blip the throttle. It looked like it was rain. Like that's the kind of driving, and now we can really see everybody very much on throttle through so much of this track. And it'll be right here where Ken transitions just a touch too late. By the time he gets on throttle, he's just going wide. Now does save it from the wall, which is great, but completely punts that cone into the city limits. And Federico Sharifo just not able to really get in a fluid chase run. Always seems like he's not in the correct place at the correct time, and we will swap them back around, and hopefully Fetty able to clean things up and have a bit more of a solid lead run.
Fetty mop. Let's see if we can clean it up instead of Fetty wop. Federico Sharifo will be out front. Kenshiro Gucci in the chase position. In the Fiorella and Kenshiro Gucci. Always gotta love him.
OG.
Original Gucci. Today was a good day. Beautiful weather here in Long Beach. I mean, just absolutely. It's actually a little warm here as Fetty now he lights it up. Speaking of the heat on the street, the Pennzoil, Fiorella, Ferrari. Ken Gucci giving himself some room, maybe just knowing, spotter says, hey, give him room. You don't need to just bash doors. Look at Federico, puts it, well done with that clean air. Federico now bouncing back, fighting for his right to be in the 32. You saw it, he worked it in there.
Yeah.
Started out, wasn't in there, and then just slowly worked it in that last outside zone for Federico. Let's see the overhead.
Yeah, it looked really solid for Fede up front. The first couple of zones, he looked completely locked in through 1 and 2. Things are pretty sorted through here, and you can see Ken having to apply a bit more pressure, realizing Fetty's on it. And then it starts to fall apart just a little bit for Fetty through some of these mid zones. And Ken's doing a good job of staying within this fight without overcommitting, but as we get into the last couple of zones, Federico Sharifo just not able to time things out, gets too far in on outside zone 7, and that's a pretty big mistake. Ken does a great job of still mirroring what is going on with Federico so he doesn't put himself in danger, but just not transitioning at the correct time for the Ferrari, and does not put him in the correct line to be able to complete that entire zone. So Fetty was looking really, really solid in practice and just not able to apply what he was able to do when it comes time.
What a great backdrop here to be back in Long Beach, man. Irwindale, iconic, now a bygone era, just a parking lot with a bunch of shrapnel, but this Long Beach backdrop is so signature with the peaks of the Victorian, the round building, just the condos, the Queen Mary smokestacks where they have the Queen Mary like haunted boat thing. I saw that. Yeah. So, all right, Kenshiro Gucci gets the win and advances on. Unfortunately, Federico Sharifo, I believe, unofficially will be knocked out. So Federico Sharifo in the Pennzoil Ferrari is knocked out. 8-Bit Brian joining us here. He was spotting there.
I was thinking about the other nickname, but yeah, 8-Bit Brian.
8-Bit.
Oh yeah, no. Big Bad Brian.
Big Bad Brian.
Yeah, Triple B.
Triple B. What up, doggy? Good seeing him from Arizona. He's the purveyor of random drift car builds.
Yeah, he's quite good with them. Yeah. Great guy.
Builds random cars. All right. Well, Andy Haley, Seaman Olsen here at 41 and 28 years old as we are taking a look at it. Mr. Haley. Look at this. This is like before and after.
Right.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Can I give you a complimentary haircut? Like we've seen those on the internet, and it's that's what he looks like after.
I was thinking like Forrest Gump before and after the run. I'd like to go home now.
I'm gonna go home now.
So this is going to be do or die for Simon Olsen. He has got to win this in order to stay in. And
That's where he's at. Wow.
Yeah, and if he does win this, that will then knock out Dmitry Brutsky. So,
whoa.
Yeah, pretty big.
The dominoes are falling. And again, just 12 spots, 14 drivers, and we know that Federico is knocked out, unfortunately. So right now it's Haitley and Simon Olsen. Haitley will lead. We know what he's capable of. Placement of the vehicle. And Simon Olsen, he's really got this Mark V Super working for him. So Haitley as well, the BMW, it's seen a lot of action, brings it into the outside zone, good placement, and fluid. You can see Simon just a little glitchy there, getting to that outside zone. And Haitley, good placement. Simon now tucks in. Bringing in the last one, and Haitley, good placement, that back left. You see Simon, he's dancing his way up there. Like I said, a little glitchy in the chase position for Simon Olsen. He did have the placement.
Yeah, I think some of it seemed like it took Andy a moment to really get comfortable. So let's take a look at it, swap back around, airforce.com replay. So Andy missing a lot of that first outside zone. So Simon would have expected him to get sideways there, and he just didn't. Now, Andy really slingshots from 2 out to 3. It does take Simon a minute just to bite out there. And for both drivers doing a good job, and that's where the battle comes back in. But Andy just not really getting out to all these zones. The car looks floaty. It looks like it wants to get out there, but his timing to get the transitions done are not quite in the spot in order to fill everything. Simon does a great job through this section, able to get the nose of the car in, then gets the back end to swing around to kind of gain that proximity. So I think, I mean, Simon didn't look great in the chase, but as we always talk about, it takes a great lead to have a great chase. And for me, Andy just doesn't really get out to all the spots in the track. So you can see here, this looks great, but then let's start to take a look at the other ones. Barely gets a wheel in there. Now he's about halfway through. Doesn't do too bad. Has to dial on a ton more angle, and Simon's in a good spot at that point. So I would say both of them need some work.
Okay.
Yeah, Simon did everything he could given that. I would have liked to have seen him be a bit more aggressive through some spots, but Andy completely missing the first outside zone. That's not a great spot to be in.
Yeah, and that's what's interesting. All the perspectives, we're really going to use them, you know, and
yeah.
Here I am calling the live action, and we have the ability to look back at different angles. Like I said, the static drone, the FPV drone, re-looking at the different angles. At first glance, sometimes you're like, oh, that's good. Actually, it's not. So there's that first outside, just hit it and quit it. You can see Simon Olsen there again. I just feel like he's got some reservation, and just it's not very fluid. Now, again, placement is good. Would like to see the fluidity. That had a lot of angle there out of that zone. Simon Olsen, good placement there. Andy Haitley, you can see, nosing in, needs to get back in that pocket, mimic that angle, back through a plume of smoke. And there's Simon. That's what we know and expect from Simon Olsen, crossing the finish line.
Yeah, it's got to be tough. I don't know if his spotter would have told him the position he's in, a must win. I'm sure he came into it thinking that it was going to be that case, but it's tough because part of you goes, hey, this could be the last run for this car. Let's just go for it.
That's true.
Right? This could be it. You could be, packing in the trailer for the last time this season. Or you got in your head and you go, hey, I don't want to make a crazy mistake and pack in the trailer for the last time. So Simon not getting all the way out to that zone. So both of them's kind of struggling in the lead. I will say Simon does land outside zone 1 where Andy didn't. But Andy, took a long time through outside zone 2 on the chase. So both drivers just not comfortable, which is strange. I know both of them spent a fair bit of time in the simulator, and I would have expected maybe a bit more commitment and a kind of a sturdier run out of both of them. So you don't know. Simulator can be a phenomenal tool, but also, this is the real world. There's a lot of things that are going to be different that maybe don't get programmed in. Tough to say.
It's really interesting. Long Beach, I always joke, but realistically, all right, off season, building your car, you come back. Unforgiving Long Beach, it's just gonna bite back as we take a look at another unforgiving track. A lot slower, not as high speed, but technical for sure.
Yeah, so basically they're even through this section when we talk about zones collected. Still even in the lead. I'm just focusing on the lead here. I say Andy went a little bit deeper through there. Simon might have gone a touch deeper through that zone. They're very even through this section. It's tough. It's tough in a way that you don't necessarily want because both of them are making mistakes in the lead. You want it to be tough because they both absolutely nailed it. I could easily see this going one more time. Oh, wait, no. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just tough.
What?
It's just tough. Well, and then I was like thinking back.
Were you
like,
glitching right there?
A little bit, no, because then I was thinking back to like some other side. We'll see what the judges say, and then I'll make my explanation. Yeah, how about that? I know, I'm not a judge.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah,
I'm
good
joking.
song.
Joking. Here we go. Slide them left for Haley, right for Simon Olsen. OMT and an OMT and an OMT.
There it is. Okay.
All right. What were you saying?
No, I was just thinking that like, we don't normally reward it if it's not a great run, but it wasn't like a terrible one. And then I was in my head about it. I've had too much time off. That's the issue. I'm back in the saddle now.
Take the beanie off. Let the brain breathe.
I think so. I'm overeating.
Yeah. This is your brain wearing a beanie. This is your brain not wearing a beanie. Just maybe
the sizzling egg.
Let it breathe, dude. All right, so we will be seeing it one more time. When we come back, we'll be setting sail like Yacht Rock and Micah McDonald, the Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan. Is it Yacht Rock? Sorry, I'll digress. Awesome music. When we come back, we'll be rocking and rolling here in Long Beach. LB2 Shoreline Showdown.
Drifting is not just a sport, it's culture, it's in our blood.
Here we go, Andy Haley. Oh, he is riding that tire right on that white line.
Tires are what we live and breathe in Formula D. We couldn't do this without them.
There's a place no map will show you. A secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage? Check. A spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table? Oh, you bet. Every apex we nailed, every second we shaved, it's all knowledge that goes right back into your ride. Look like fun? It is. You in?
Need parts fast? We got fast. Need them now? We got now. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. We're O'Reilly Fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Love that car, baby. Welcome back. What a beautiful backdrop here. Southern California, Long Beach, just off in the San Bernardino Mountains. Just such a stunning backdrop here. Thanks for joining us out here. Long Beach, LB2, Shoreline Showdown. The fans, is that a Norwegian flag right there?
That is.
That is a massive, you better be a Norwegian with that thing, dude. Better be a Viking. That doesn't look like a Viking lifeguard hat.
No. It needs giant horns on it.
Yeah. Skull. All right. Don't move. There's whales right behind you. Don't move. Don't make any sudden movements. I love you and I need you. All right. Let's move on to, this is Rad Dan Burkett going against, who is that?
Vaughn Gittin Jr.
Vaughn Gittin Jr. So Vaughn is in the show. Rad Dan Burkett, he's in as well, but we have not seen Rad Dan here in competition just yet. But now here he is. But he is confirmed to be in the top 32 for tomorrow's main event. All right, that Rad Industries Mark IV Super comes on in. Vaughn Gittin Jr. like to mimic that angle. He definitely does have the proximity. Now brings it into that third outside zone. So look at Vaughn. He surges in. That didn't pay off for him because he had to back off quite a bit. Now, Rad Dan, there was a lot of angle at it, almost scrubbed some speed. Down to that final outside zone, Vaughn getting Jr. Maybe got a little taste of his own medicine there. Dan kind of came out of the pocket. Vaughn, let's see that angle there, because at some point Dan threw a lot of angle at it and scrubbed some speed, and I think Vaughn had to recalibrate.
Yeah, Dan came into this pretty hot. In a second outside zone, takes him a little bit to get in there. Now Vaughn's doing a good job, punches through the smoke, and look at that. It's not very often does a car walk away from an RTR, but I think we just saw a Supra do it. Rad Dan's car looks very quick, and he's got it pretty dialed. Seems to be struggling just a touch getting into the zones at the right time, but when that car gets on throttle though, oh wow, does it boogie. And then, I mean, I think Vaughn was a little caught up by it, just wasn't quite there. So yeah, there's a little bit of surging back and forth, but overall, pretty solid there from Rad Dan. Vaughn does a good job. Just getting into it, because I don't think he was expecting Dan to be able to pick up that much speed. Love the way that you can see this with the Mustangs, where they will basically have that car going completely 90 degrees to the wall, and they'll scrub speed that way, but it lets them time it to then dive back in, and Vaughn shows a really good example of that through that section.
Yeah, I think Vaughn did a little bobbing and weaving there in that chase position.
It'll be interesting now. I want to see, the RTR really unbridled. I want to see what Vaughn puts down at this point, because probably knows he wasn't in the best chase. And Vaughn a little driving agitated, if we can, usually does some pretty wild stuff.
You know, you got to think that from when he drove in Atlanta to now, every round they're learning something. They're developing something different as far as his team goes. Their setup looks like
cone. Yeah, I think Vaughn caught a cone there.
They're learning, not just Vaughn, but the team. With Ben, with James competing a full season, Vaughn jumping back in. They've learned things every round, every run. They're developing just like any motorsport. So, from Atlanta to now, it's got to be a completely different car.
Yeah, and I'm curious if Vaughn would have adapted those things to his vehicle, or if he would have just been like, this is how I like it, this is how I drive it. Because, we haven't seen enough of it to really say it looks dynamically that different, but I don't know. Vaughn's also a constant learner, where he'll go, you know what, yeah, set it up for me, show me what you've learned, and let me try to let you know what I think.
Also take into this consideration where Chelsea and James, their freshman year behind the wheels of Mustangs, kind of struggled, got it dialed on the sophomore season. So, obviously it works. All right, here we go. Vaughn getting Jr. out front, that Monster Energy middle tire Ford Mustang RTR. Good angle from him, a lot more calibrated. Oh, he taps that wall. That's where Hobson hit earlier as well. Brings it on into that second to last outside zone. Dan Burkett, look at how premature he was with that transition. He kind of, you saw him transition across the nose of Rad Dan Burkett. That was interesting.
Very interesting.
Okay, let's get that overhead.
Yeah,
definitely want to see that.
Needs to have care and control of the vehicle getting to the end of it. So that might be a bigger deal than we think. We'll leave that to the judges. That's their call. They can explain later. But man, Vaughn through the gate looks great. Outside zone 1, solid. Outside zone 2, in it. Great job, locked and loaded, and picks up so much speed in transition. A lot of drivers who are running this track well do. They find the grip through that transition, do a great job. And that's a little bit of a wall tap. Now Dan a little bit backed off. Vaughn missing that zone, but doing a good job through 6. And then look at this, just picks up that speed in transition once again. Now the smoke doesn't come into too much of an effect, but Vaughn, one wheel through. Oh, Dan makes contact. So we got front wheel on front wheel contact. Dan hot on the inside, just touches that front right of Vaughn, and we might be able to see it here, and I think that is what causes the spin out. You can see Vaughn trying to get the car to come back around, but that would have adjusted the angle of Vaughn, not allowing him to really put through it. So Vaughn might have looped it. There it is right there. Boom. So look at now Vaughn's over-angled through it. He's trying to save it, but
a little boop of the snoot.
Yeah, a little boop of the snoot. So pretty tough. Originally my thought went to okay, Vaughn did kind of looped it at the end. Yep. But after seeing the contact, now I'm kind of like, well, Dan hit his wheel. And we all know, But you know what? Nice thing, Vaughn stayed in it.
As much as he could.
Yes.
Given again that contact, that could really disrupt the vehicle. And they're not running ripping speeds, so given that contact that could really disrupt the car. So here we go, that overhead shot.
Yeah, and this is what the judges are calling for a lot of replays of. So Vaughn's,
Look at, that clap back.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how disrupted Dan's car was too.
Yeah, both of them, had a pretty big issue through that, so. Yeah, so Reese just letting me know here. As soon as it catches, it snaps Vaughn's car around to angle, and just how she goes.
All right, so slide him left for Dan or right for Vaughn Gittin Jr. Gets the win, advancing on. So bettering his seating. Again, so how you finish in the seating brackets, that's where you fill into the slot. So you can go to Formula Drift's Instagram account, and you can see how the pre-seated bracket is and the seating bracket is. So take a look at that. Utilize the tools in front of you at formulad.com or go to Formula Drift's Instagram, Formula D, at Formula D.
Start building your bracket.
Build your bracket.
We got the Fantasy League as well. You can go and check that out. We got lots. Don't worry, you'll learn lots about us. But
Fantasy League, next bets.
So many things. So many ways to watch and enjoy. We're spoiled for choice.
There's so many options.
Right. So we go over top of the RTR camp there. They are gigantic vehicles. The way that they're all built out, like in full drift specs. So back to our one more time.
Oh, did you hear that foghorn?
Yeah, I did.
That was a Mustang coming to shore.
Oh. Queen Mary's already parked. Must be a Mustang.
Big car, but very nimble.
Yes, very nimble.
Including the all-new Mustang RTR featuring the EcoBoost, Dark Horse parts, and factory anti-lag.
Crazy.
Sick. All right, here we go. We are looking.
Haley! Wow.
Haley gets into the tires.
Not enough.
To see it.
Yeah.
Haley to see it.
Haley to see it. Not enough side bite in that car. It just kept sliding, just kept going. So normally you'd hope you come off throttle, and when you're sliding sideways like that, the car might grip up, or you get on throttle and the car shoots forward. But neither of those things happen for Andy Haley, and just kind of slides off into those tires. It's a quick initiation. You're carrying a bit of speed through there, but it's not enough where that contact is going to completely ruin your weekend. So look at out, and he's already offline through here. Doesn't even attempt to get on throttle though. That's what I wonder if this actually shut down.
Yeah.
So
also keep in mind here the repercussions of if Simon's stoked on this, he has an advantage if Haley's at fault, and that's at first glance that's what it looks like, because this is a must-win for Haley. Otherwise, he's not. His season's over.
Yeah,
season's over. This is a one more time battle.
Yeah, Olsen needs this win, so that is massive for Simon Olsen. Not great for Dimitri Brutsky. So we're getting a 5-minute timeout for Andy Haley. Yeah.
So one more time between the two. The first portion of this battle, Haley goes and overcooks it into the tire wall, and have to assume an advantage that's not official. That's our speculation at first glance, but
I thought that was a car coming down. I thought we closed the streets and realized it was another drift car. It looks like, it's.
Could you imagine if just somebody cruised through like, I definitely have to get to Bubba Gump, and I'm going this way, and then you're going counter course.
The GPS took me this way.
You're just ripping, go around the barricades, and all of a sudden this bright orange BMW starts ripping into you. That'd be a little sketchy. There it is, say the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. This is that's that straightaway. That's the pits right there. That's what we're utilizing.
Yeah.
And you can see Haley pulling back in as. Let's take a look at Controlled Chaos Season 3. If you don't know what Controlled Chaos, let's take a look. It highlights the Rockstar Energy Drink pilots, Frederick Osmo, Ryan Turk, and the introduction of Amanda Sorensen.
Who is Frederick Osmo?
Who is Ryan Turk? It's a deep question right off the bat.
Who is Amanda Sorensen? I'm more of like an outcast, I guess.
Freddie's small town kid from Norway. An underdog. Still learning, still improving.
I'm a lot of things now. A dad and a husband. Car builder. Shop owner. I'm 100% a professional drift driver.
This should be fun. Yo, Ryan. Some great driving by Amanda. 3-time Formula Drift champion.
Being a drifter, we get so defined by what happens on track.
Big swing there. He applies the pressure.
It's not really just about whether we win or lose. It's much greater than that for all of us.
Oh, boy.
am honestly just another driver out there driving with the boys. I really just mesh with these people.
I've loved the relationships, the competition, the challenges, overcoming the challenges.
I really, truly love this sport. Everybody that makes it what it is such a great environment to be a part of.
Make some noise!
I have a certain speed in my blood and a well-rounded set of abilities that have gotten me pretty far in this sport.
I think I've always been pretty good about following my own intuition and things that felt right to me.
Ryan Turk gets the win.
I want to be iconic. I want to do cool things, not only just on the track, but also outside of the track.
Congratulations for making history.
Drifting is big ups and big downs.
Your new champion, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osborne!
I love the butterflies and nervousness, but excitement at the same time.
It's a dogfight here.
Also kind of the unknown part of it. When you go out on track, you kind of don't know how things are going to unfold. You can only control what you can control and do the best that you can.
Hello. Holy cow. That is not ideal for Amanda Sorensen.
There's no denying that we're here to win.
Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osborne gets the win.
The question is finding the right energy, the right path to do that.
Getting aggressive.
As scary as it is, it's a pretty spectacular adventure we set out on.
He's not going to let him run away with it.
My name is Amanda Sorensen.
Frederick Ospo.
Ryan Turk. Love the controlled chaos of this sport.
That was drifting.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Visit your local discount tire and service centers for all your automotive needs. We're family owned, serving as your one-stop shop to have your vehicle running smoothly. We offer 5-star services and a price match guarantee. Plus, get 2 tires free when you purchase 2 select tires. What are you waiting for? Go online and schedule your appointment today.
Are you ready to rev up your career? At the University of Northwestern Ohio, our high-performance motorsports program puts you in the fast lane with a 70% hands-on education. Learning from the best in the business, you'll master the skills needed to excel in the world of motorsports. From the pits to the paddocks, UNOH students and graduates dominated all facets of racing. Turn your passion into a career at UNOH. Apply today at unoh.edu.
Is this it?
This is it! Welcome back. The action continues here in our seeding brackets. It is day 1 of 2 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, round 8. We call this the Shoreline Showdown, making history. First time ever we have set up a track outside
of our round 1. So like I said, metaphorically, the sandbox similar, but as you can see, different parameters just within this concrete jungle here. So thank you to the city of Long Beach, thank you to the mayor, thank you to the city, thank you to the Long Beach Grand Prix Association, thank you to, again, all things LB.
Yeah, thank you to the fans for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the second run of the One More Time. We saw Andy Haley. We heard from a spotter. What did he say?
RPMs dropped down and lost power steering.
Whoa. All right, so a little bit of a deficit here for Andy Haley. Simon Olsen has a clean air. It's a must-win for Simon Olsen. Andy gets very close, but he knows he has to really, this is what I'm talking about, forcing that error. He's going to try to twist the screws on Simon Olsen, but he's just got to keep it clean and sterile, and Andy loses power once again. As long as Simon keeps it, and even at this point, if he straightens out going off of that first run, he would still get the victory. It was a good opportunity for him to turn and burn, and Simon Olsen is going to get the win, which was a must-win for the Norwegian driver. So Simon will advance on. Andy Haley, I believe, is still safe. He's got single digits in front of his name.
I believe that's going to mean Dimitri Brutzky.
Whoa!
Yeah, rough go.
Wow, Dimitri, his son, his spotter. Wow, very unfortunate turn of events for Brutzky as the Norwegian flag waves for Simon Olsen. But we'll make that official here in just a moment. Already in the Final Four, Von Gittin Jr. This is already back, this is back to the 8, excuse me, of Simon Olsen. Or no, sorry, 16. So Simon will be going against, looks like Ken Gushi. Ken Gushi in the grade 8 of our seating bracket. All right, let's see who we see up next, pulling up to the start line. Type S brackets here. Type S Night Lights, last night hosted by Larry Chen, supported by Pennzoil, supported and presented by Toyota Gazoo Racing. It was, dude, ST Suspension and Formula Drift. It was a party last night, dude.
Yeah, it looked like it.
It was so
I got
cool.
here a little late, so.
Nah, it was cool. I mean,
good.
You know, obviously would have loved to have seen you there, but it was awesome, man. I mean, the videos, I'm sure, the photos had a really beautiful Q&A with Sung Kang, Adam LZ, Chris Forsberg, Dai Yoshihara. It was really cool talking about Drifter the movie, which we were part of as well. All right, speaking of the movie unfolds here. Von Gittin Jr. is already in the Final Four, waiting to see who he goes against. Either that of Jonathan Hurst or Ryan Literal.
Looks like Andy Haley is still out on track, so whatever that mechanical was a little bit worse than they first thought, so we'll get him towed away here momentarily and get back to the action. We see a couple of cars. Can't quite tell who was at the line there, but oh, there we go.
So Literal and Hurst pulling up to the start line to see who's going against Von Gittin Jr. See the stats. Hurst taking out Literal. The way Literal's driving is really good. Hurst, we know, loud and just kind of just vivacious, just real in your face, aggressive. The loudness, that's got to be jarring and shocking. Where you're like, what is going on behind me or in front of me? It's pretty wild.
Yeah, and I mean, just as a human being and as a competitor, a lot of grit. Making that engine swap just to get out and run again in Utah. Yeah. Looks like he picked up a couple more partners as well before this event, so probably get him out to this track. It's wild. Hurst is not one to give up at all. That's just not in his nature. And Ryan Literal, not having a great season either. Taking a bit of time off, recollecting himself, and I had a great chat with him about that too. And he goes, listen, like, our mental health and everything else, that's the most important part, and I got to get that locked in and take some time away and come back, and now he's looking incredible. It looks great, and good social media, a lot of breakdown on everything they're doing at the RB to get that back and reliable again, so it's a lot of these drivers really documenting their struggles and showing what it takes just to get out here every weekend.
Yeah, the transparency and the conversation, I think, is very admirable. It's humbling to showcase the kind of losses from worst to Hurst. Maybe that's a good title there. But it's humbling. But when you have those victories, both personal and all that, it really highlights it. So here we go. Ryan Literal out front. That's Sunoco. That's Chassis. Hurst in the Mr. Cool Cadillac. Jumps in. He finds himself now. Massages his way into it. Oh, and Hurst comes to a halt. might have been under his own accord. We will take a look at that again as we run it back. Ryan Littrell continues on pace into that last outside zone. This is what I was talking about. He just jumps back and use the word grit. I think that definitely defines him. You know, you can think back, Jonathan Hurst getting into that wall, you know, breaking his foot, throwing some dirt on it, getting it back out there. That's the tenacity and just, like I said, just lunging back and forth. Aggressive driver. He's got this just ferocity that is unlike any other.
Yeah, he does a great job of that even with the mistake. But Ryan Littrell out front, just very smooth all the way through the car. Not as aggressive as what we saw earlier this season, but it plays to his driving style, doing a good job of getting out to these zones, going really wide through that line. And I think that's what choked up Hurst through that section. And Littrell maybe parking it just a touch coming into a few of these zones. The car it's dialed back a lot. He's not driving it as aggressive, but opting to go for maybe a smoother run throughout. But I would say in a few spots not able to really keep the speed all the way through. So for Hurst, I do think he got caught out in that one section, very aggressive through outside zone 2. Now we get that transition through 3. Hurst falls back just a touch, and then through here you can really see how much angle Ryan Littrell's got, and Hurst wasn't able to kind of keep that angle parallel with him and has to fight back, but does a great job through the rest of the run. Has to make concessions and cut line to be able to get back in the battle, but he does it, so doesn't give up.
I got to tell you, Ryan Littrell might have a little bit of good luck charm with Ross Petty in his ear.
Maybe.
Because, just the way he's driving, it seems to be working out for this veteran. You know, and I remember when Littrell came onto the scene, I just remember him as kind of being described as like a sim kid.
Yeah.
You know, one of the first that really leaned into the simulators and on video games and expanding upon that, and just the technical. When you talk to Ryan, you know, it's kind of cool, calm composure. He's very passionate when he starts talking. He gets you know, he's opinionated.
Yeah, and very intelligent.
Yeah. So, all right, so here we go. Jonathan Hurst out front, and what? Okay, looks like we got a restart.
I can't remember if it was his episode or Odie's episode, but turns out that he was the one who got Odie into drifting. Ryan Littrell did.
Yeah.
Way back. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. You never would have thought that, but yeah, both of them kind of told me the same thing. It's pretty sweet.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And this is that's more of what you can hear on Outer Zone podcast, hosted by Mr. Jacob Gettins right here, and you can tune in. Most recently, one from Wednesday with president and co-founder of Formula Drift, Ryan Sage, talking about this very track, talking about the anticipation of a culmination, a lot of shins, culmination, Emancipation Proclamation. All right, here we go. Looks like Jonathan Hurst fills that outside zone. He rips away from Ryan Littrell into, whoa, buddy, he comes flying into that zone. Had more of a straight line approach. That really threw Ryan Littrell off. I want to see that overhead view on that approach. Nice fluid line through there from Jonathan Hurst and the Mr. Cool Cadillac. Now that last outside zone. And Hurst gets out there. I want to see this overhead. And you're cackling just because the car's a cackling, man.
Yeah, and he's frustrated. Like he's not happy about his last run, and he comes out and absolutely glues his foot to the pedal. But look at his arc through this. Look how smooth he is. Look how much he is on throttle constantly. And yeah, I 100%. I'm picking up what you're throwing down there. That there's a few spots here where Hurst just kind of fires through into the next zone, but it's such a contrasting line that what we saw when Ryan Littrell was out front, where it was super flowy, super arc all the way around. But I mean, Hurst, I didn't time those sectors, but he's definitely a second or two faster all the way around the track than we saw from Littrell. So two very different car setups, two very different cars, two different engines, everything. Yep. They could not be any more different. And
definitely polarizing.
Yeah, but a really, really interesting run. And I'm hearing word already, we're getting a side-by-side. So this will give you an idea, if you can watch both the lead cars at the same time. It's not an easy task, but you can really see how different they get through this run. And look at, we tried to start these at the exact same moment, and you can already tell how quick Jonathan Hurst is through so many different parts. And both of them backing things off in the exact same spot where they added just a touch more angle than the chase driver was really anticipating for. But yeah, just a different line from both of them and a different way to get around the track. You can already see how much quicker Jonathan Hurst is. He's going to come through that final zone almost 2 seconds ahead of Ryan Littrell.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about the timing, talking about driving angry. Sometimes it helps and sometimes it hurts. We'll see where it fares right now. We got a bunch of fans tuning in. Luke, Formula Dread, sent me a photo. He says, Garage Boso, a.k.a. Ross Petty, deemed on Formula Dread in 2009. He's drinking it going back to Cali.
Oh, interesting.
Very fitting brew to be enjoying right now.
Paired it well for the weekend.
What's that?
He said he paired it well for the weekend.
Yeah. Perfect, smashing. We're still waiting the outcome here. The judges analyzing the runs. Gonna need a bigger boat here.
Judges getting all the replays. They got a gigantic TV up here so they can go through and be able to go back and forth to really look at these runs and understand where the mistakes are, where the great parts are, and it was definitely interesting between the two of them in the way that they both chose to attack this.
All right, we can slide them a direction. We go one more time. Ryan Little gets 1 vote, 2 votes, and Ryan Littoral gets the victory, taking out Jonathan Hurst. Hurst is in the show, but Littoral goes against Von Gittin Jr. Ooh. That's great practice for both the drivers.
Yeah, I think that mistake from Hurst was just a bit too much in the chase, and other than that, his lead was phenomenal. So, it's the nice thing about seeding. Now, once you get into the show, you're not as worried. So you can, not that big of a deal.
This is good sparring.
Yes,
sparring for competition. Austin Mata joins the conversation. He had a bye run in the 16, and now here he is in the 8. He'll be going against Osoli. Like I said, those prospect drivers making the jump. This is, just another generation of drivers coming and joining the conversation. To very talented drivers. Austin, a real no-holds-barred, I'd say comparatively speaking, a Chelsea Denofa type driver.
Yeah.
Just, you never know what he's going to get, always at 11. Really just has a kick your teeth in kind of attitude, but really a nice guy.
Yeah, super nice.
Really nice guy. So, and there it goes. Osoli, role reversal here. That's not what I expected from Osoli. I was going to give him kind of the smooth operator approach, but then he's banging on the door. He's got something to prove to Austin. Again, these guys did a lot of battle in prospect competition. And look at Mata, places the car perfectly in that second to last outside zone. And Osoli dives in. Look at the pressure. He is really trying to twist the screws on Austin Mata, but Mata, unflappable, holds tough. Well done.
Yeah, great. This is great from both. This is now getting scrappy in the best possible way. Look at that. Osoli dives right in, full commitment. And these are drivers that have driven together for a long time back in prospect. So, they know. You know what you can do on a driver that you've driven with before. I really like how Mata is able to hold the angle for a good chunk of time while still making it look smooth, not really slowing down. Does a great job through there. And this is really where Osoli, that transition's good. Punches through on the inside, then fills the whole zone in the chase, and now really pushing the pace of Austin Mata. So solid run from both these drivers. This is what I'm hoping to see all weekend. This is the type of driving I want to see. Is just on each other, all over each other. Exactly.
Bang. And I think the person that brings that X factor, something we haven't seen, just that aggressiveness, dives in, sticks it, and then I'm just going to say it right now. I think the Shanahans, they're one to watch here.
Yeah.
Just they have the whisker awareness. They just, their whiskers are out, and you could just see the car pass in front of them, drop back in the pocket. We've seen that a lot from them.
They're going to be Jack the Cat Shanahan. Is that what I'm hearing? He's kidding. I'm going to hear about that one later.
he's right there. He's right to it. We got, looking to my left, we got Jonathan Castro. On my right, we got Shanahan. We got the baby Shanahan and Freddie Osbo sitting up here watching the competition, and that's definitely a place you want to be. Here we go. Connor O'Sullivan, Austin Mata, no course knowledge, no setup, and Osoli now, look at this, the roll reversal. Mata jumps in. Looks like he's a little more calculated, giving back. You can't give Osoli room like that. The U.S. Army BMW, look at him pulling away. But at angle, at speed, perfect placement in that outside zone. Watch his transition. Austin, don't give him room. There goes Osoli. I mean, that was flawless. Mata, it didn't matter where Mata was. He could have been in the pits.
Yeah.
Osoli was just putting it everywhere he needed to do. Mata, he needed to get involved, man.
Yeah,
he showed up way too late to that party.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Osoli's car is really fast. Now, not able to really get all of outside zone 2, but makes a great job to correct it all the way through. Look at this through 3, picks up the speed, adds more angle to collect around 4, and Mata just doing everything he can, but Osoli is on rails. 5, 6, all solid. He's filling the zones, and just an immense amount of speed for Connor O'Sullivan. he could be one to beat this weekend. If he keeps this up, if everything goes his way, that you start to see drivers who figured the track out early. He's got this figured out.
But also, I'm gonna show you this with it being 7 outside zones.
Yeah.
Is he showing his cards too early? You got to peak at the right time, man.
I hear
you. And that's something I think that there's a person that did it early on in Formula Drift, and that was Tanner Faust.
Yeah.
That was a driver that just really elevated as the event went on. He didn't peak too early, just 7, 7.5, 8, 8.25, 8.5, 9, and then just in the finals to just bring that special sauce and just jump it all over his competitor, man.
Yeah.
It was impressive. So you talk about learning it early, but sometimes showing your cards, that could end up hurting you because it's like, we've seen that. We know what to expect. So, all right, strategy. We'll see if it works out for O'Sullivan, but it did right here now. So O'Sully advances on to the 4. Austin Mata gets parked, but we will be seeing him tomorrow in competition. Austin Mata, definitely like I said, an aggressive, good driver, but I think the roles reversed there. O'Sully was aggressive in the chase and then clinical on the lead run.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was spot on.
Kenshiro Gushi, Simon Olsen, a couple Toyotas here in the action. Kenshiro Gushi, a Toyota supported driver in that Greddy Motul Toyota GR86, and Simon Olsen in the Kenda Tires Toyota Supra Mark V.
That 4 battles against it, and Simon seems to have Ken's number pretty well, 3-1.
Right. Ken Gushi looks like he's hitting his stride, just really taking his car by the reins. Definitely a busy man and driver that, again, been competing since day 1. Ken Gushi will lead. Simon Olsen give a chase. Gushi, nice fluid approach on that first and now second outside zone. You can see bringing in that arc, and that set him up going right into that 3rd outside zone. And remember that 4th outside zone right there. That's a hit it, quit it. Get up to that wall, get back, bang, into the outside zone. 5 on the wall, 6 is the sweeper, kicks out, rolling into 7. So look at him, keeping a safe distance between them. And just as I say that, Simon jumps to the side of the 86. Simon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to pin that. I was clenched, waiting for that car to come out in pieces. But great job from Simon Olsen. Ken Gushi, outside zone 1 and 2, looking really good. Now putting on the smoke. Simon back just a little bit. Ken pushes it really nice and wide out to 3, and then into 4. Yeah, this part here, Simon's doing a great job, but you can almost tell he's waiting to strike. He's trying to find a good moment to be able to really get into the pocket, and does a great job of it right through this transition. Phenomenal job, but you got to get that done earlier. That's something that's got to happen between our first transition, not our 3rd, and we'll see how it ends up playing out for him, but a little bit hesitant, a little bit further back.
Yeah, taking a look at this, Simon is shallow on all of the zones except the last one.
Right.
So he's got the proximity, but just yank that handbrake just a little touch, don't highlight it, but massage that car to the back because he does a good job here. Watch the timing here on the transition. Boom, gets into the pocket, gets there and mimics that angle, and he mimics that line because that back left is tucked right in nicely in the outside zone, but that overhead view, you can see him just needs to get a little deeper, get that back end sliding back to those last outside zones, and it didn't really get highlighted in the last outside.
If he can do that at every transition, that this is his event to win for sure. It's just that shows he's got the ability. We know he's got the ability. He can pull out some incredible stuff. And now I really feel like he's got this car dialed in. The team's done such a good job of getting this locked in. So it's all up to him now.
All right, Kenshiro Gushi chasing down Simon Olsen. Simon initiates straight line approach. Here goes Gushi. This could fare well, Ken, and look at that, just across the nose. That was that, like I said, that whisker awareness. Now into that 3rd, and now transition into the 4th. Simon, good play. See, he's got the lead run. He was outside, but then he brought it on in. That was a good, you can see there's some progression there. That threw Ken off. Now Simon, he tucks in. Good job in that last outside zone. So let's get different angles here. Want to see that overhead for sure as far as placement of the vehicle. Simon out front.
Yeah, not as deep as we would have liked to have seen him in outside zone 6. So from the initiation, Ken backing off just a bit. Simon through 1, doing a good job through 2. A bit more. It takes him a second to really get that car to angle. Ken's transition, though, from 2 to 3, phenomenal. Simon a little bit shallow through 4, but does push out pretty wide for 5. And Ken's doing a great job of getting all the way through this. But yeah, Simon just not able to get all the way out to the zones. That seems to be, we could see it in the chase where he was holding the car back. It just maybe is just a bit too much forward bite for what he's looking for right now. And you know what? Play with those settings in the car now. You're in seating. Figure out what it's going to be like. And maybe that setup in that car would work against a car that's a little bit quicker than Ken Gucci. Ken's car is quick, but it is not the fastest car out here.
But you don't need to be fast.
No, you don't.
That's why I think some of these cars could favor well.
Right.
I was talking to some of the judges, and they were like, hey, couldn't it be faster? It's like, yeah, but that's not the intention of this.
Right. Not every track needs to be the fastest track, right? And this is technical. This is flowy. This is
going to highlight those drivers that can't get technical and can't have that car curation and placement of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So this is essentially, it's a slower pace, but it's placement, but it's still, obviously the wheel speed is very fast. This is, without the rain, obviously, this is a little slower, and it's going to show driving prowess and precision. That's what we're doing. The scalpel is sharp. You just need to cut it open. As Ken Gucci gets the victory, and again, like you said, try those parameters. Simon is in the show. Fortunately, he was close to getting knocked out there one more time against Haley. He fought against Haley to get in, but he is confirmed to be in. But and so is Haley. So as we're going to take a short break, when we come back, the action continues, and Ken Gucci moves on. The final 4 is set in our seating brackets. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, the Shoreline Showdown: Gittin versus Literal, Osoli versus Gucci. No setup, and Osoli now, think back. You can't give Osoli. Austin, don't give him room. There goes Osoli.
O'Reilly Auto Part Random Part Challenge for the last time this year. Thank you guys for following along. I'm here with Trent Beecham, my brother. What is that?
I was gonna say maybe like an injector to start, like here, but then now we're moving into a sensor.
Spin the end. Spin the end.
Bro, something's gonna happen.
No.
Something's gonna happen.
I spun it and it meant nothing to me. It was just fun to play with.
Sensor motor?
And the answer is, I don't know what it is.
Right now.
It was, I gotta remember it now.
Come on, bro, what is it?
Transmission speed sensor?
I knew it was a sensor. Because it's like as it goes. Because it's, each one is a notch,
These guys, man. For a Ford Aerostar.
I was about to say for what,
Yeah.
Fancy, bro, put that on the rig, huh?
Dude, right? Look at this guy. Anodized.
Fancy.
Go fast parts. Thank you, bro.
Hell yeah.
Have fun this weekend.
Yes, sir. Good luck, bro.
Here we are in the most plush pit in the entire paddock. Absolute gorgeous greenery over here. Stuckey. Hey. My brother, what is this?
Oh, dude. Well, it's got a sensor on it. Oh, wait, no, this is an injector for a diesel something? I don't know. Wrong.
No!
I see an O-ring.
And I don't remember what it is either. It's a it's a transmission speed sensor. Transmission speed sensor.
Oh, no, I never would. It looks like it spits something out.
Spin the thing. It's kind of fun. Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
Appreciate it, buddy. Random Part Challenge, Part 8, last one of the year. I'm here with Mr. Rad Dan. Brother.
What
Okay, this is not what it is, but it looks like an injector, right?
It does, it does.
I know it's not. It's got an O-ring, so this spins. Is it supposed to spin? Fluid does go through it. Another O-ring in there, 2-pin connector. Dang it, why'd you give me the hard one?
They're all hard.
It's billet blue.
How cool is that anodizing though, huh?
Yeah, and it's got to be held in so it doesn't shoot out. Yeah, but fluid goes through it. Or like, why is it?
Yeah, wait, how does that work?
I failed. I don't know. What is it? Tell me.
It is a transmission speed sensor for a Ford Aerostar minivan.
What goes in there with the O-ring?
That's why I was like, wait a second. Why does fluid go
Ford
through
Aerostar, those barely exist anymore. They're so unreliable. There's none around.
And you know what's funny about a Ford Aerostar is I remember like some of the rock crawler dudes back in the day would take the rear springs off those things because the rear coil spring is like this freaking long off. And that's the only reason why I even know what they look like. So I used to try and find them at the junkyard.
Well, it's shiny billet, so that part was cool. Random part.
Thanks, buddy.
Dude, give me a hint. Give me a hint.
It's blue. Random part challenge. We're here with Shelly Hansen.
That's me.
You know what that is?
I was gonna say it like, oh, what? At first in your little hand, I thought I had to do with like an injector or something.
See, that's what I thought too at first. I like the blue, the shape, the plug, similar.
Similar.
But negative, not an
What
injector.
is this for? This little cotter pin.
It's a, to me, it looks like something that holds a line on there, but I don't know what flavor of line, I don't know.
Okay, okay, power steering.
Yes.
No way.
No.
It's like, look, it's got a little ISO O-ring in there too.
I didn't either. If it makes you feel any better, I had no idea until they told me.
Fluid goes through it, right?
Transmission speed sensor.
Oh, it's a sensor?
Sensor.
This thing?
Yeah, twist a little doodad on the end. Twist a little doodad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry.
Nah, you're good. Since both of you, are you both down?
We're the same person.
You are the same person. Since these two seem to be the ringers of this whole thing, I figured it would make sense to have the very last one of the year with these guys, and this is a good one. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Rally out a part random part challenge. What that is?
Well, we know it's a fuel injector, aftermarket.
Do we? Do we?
Something transmission related?
Oh! That's feeling warm. I'm not giving out no hints, but.
He's already here.
He's on speed dial. He's right here.
Friend. Okay, so it spins.
So Dr. Sean showed up.
Speedo? No.
Oh!
I said Speedo.
Oh!
God damn you.
Final answer?
I suck.
Automatic transmission speedometer sensor off a Ford Aerostar.
Hey, we were in the
I
ballpark.
went, you guys were by far the closest, I will say that.
All right.
So the saga continues. These guys are undefeated. I'll call that undefeated.
Ah, sick.
You guys are nuts. You guys are nuts.
See, now he's getting technical.
What a beautiful day and afternoon here in Long Beach. It's Friday, act like it. We're gonna get you done and out of here by happy hour. So you can maybe get a bloomin' onion. I don't know, maybe. You wanna head to the Pike Bar?
I could.
Let's go.
Oh, you wanna go?
I have my Super 73.
Can I get on the back?
On the back? You're going in front of me, and then we got arm seat belts.
Bro, if anybody gets to sees us, just we're having a great time.
Oh, dude,
just let us go.
We can get orange mocha frappuccinos. We can listen to Jitterbug.
What is this day? This is
I might
great.
put a blue beanie on.
Do it. I got a black one for you. You wear that. All right.
You wear my scented hat. I'll wear your beanie.
Done deal.
We're going to the Pike Bar. Cherry and Fourth, best bar in the world. Ryan Littoral, Vaughn Gittin Jr. Look at these two gentlemen. Again, Ryan Littoral. Like I said, these two guys, some of the most outspoken drivers.
Yeah, they got some opinions.
They have some opinions, and they want to throw down. So let's see what we got here from Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Ryan Littoral. If you want to bring some joy to your face, why not head on over to Lean Customs and check out my man Hansel, and check out the Lean Custom pins. They support Formula Drift and support Field. As right now we're talking about Ryan Littoral and Vaughn Gittin Jr. Ryan Littoral comes in. Look at Vaughn Gittin Jr. Aggressive, tucks it in, just backs off just enough as he's about to get to the side of that Sunoco S chassis. But look at that, the distance. Look at the RB powered S chassis pulling away from Vaughn. Littoral hangs it out a little too far. He hung it out. You see how long he was out there? Now taps that wall. Man, these guys are mosh pit here in Long Beach. Looks like they're, and Ryan exceeds that outside zone 7. Wow.
Yeah.
These guys are going for it like it's the finals tomorrow.
It's interesting we talked about not showing your cards too early, because that, to me, was the fastest run that Ryan Littoral has done. He's picking up the pace. Like, he's going at it. And, like, you're going against Vaughn. You know that car's got to be quick. And it's going to be, you have to set the car up once, so it's going to be quick the whole time. And it looks pretty good on Ryan Littoral. Like, he still keeps the style in there. He's still got the angle, but look at how much angle he throws at that. But it sets him up really well for that zone. So it's interesting. I would like to see Ryan maybe cut out a little bit wider through that section before 7, but that's just a stylistic thing. And Vaughn Gittin in the chase all the way through does a really good job at not overcommitting. Maybe they would have thought, Ryan's been a little bit slower this weekend, and could have caught him out a little bit. A little strategy going on behind the scenes. Never know.
And this track could benefit and fare well for some of the drivers that have had a lackluster season. Ryan has had some ups and downs. and this track could come together for him. But Vaughn Gittin Jr. obviously playing dark horse, coming in second run or second battle and competition of the year for him. But this track could suit Ryan's style, and given that everybody's kind of on the clean slate, Ryan could shine and rise to the occasion. He's, here in Southern California, gets to maybe sleep in his own bed tonight and then come back here feeling refreshed. Got a fresh car, has a new set of eyes as a spotter. Talking about a veteran, Ross Petty. So Vaughn Gittin Jr., he's got so much knowledge in his camp between James, Ben, and, basically changing that setup, seeing what can work for him. So strategy plays a major role here. So we'll see what Vaughn does now. In that lead position, Ryan Littoral going to chase him down. You saw he's got the horsepower on deck, got a little aggressive, had to back off. Ryan Littoral shot out of the pocket. And let's see with Vaughn in the clean air. And the RTR ready to rock, debuting that new Mustang RTR from the Ford factory. This is far from factory here, this Ford Mustang. There goes Vaughn, sweeps it on in. The janitor cleaning up. Into that outside zone, watch going into 4, yep. Nice job by Vaughn Gittin Jr. Look at that speed, that side bite. He's got a lot of speed, but he's at angle. And the car grips up, overshoots, comes out unwound. Ryan has to adjust, going to the outside zone 7.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate for Vaughn Gittin Jr. The car bit back for Vaughn. Let's take a look at it here again.
Yeah, angled up real hard between 6 and 7. 1 and 2 look pretty good here for Vaughn, and you can just tell how much speed they're able to dial into these RTR Mustangs. It is a very, very fast car. Now, comes out of that line just a bit early and not able to fulfill that entire zone, and then you can already even see through this section. I mean, Vaughn's got a ton of angle, but look at almost completely loops it, and Ryan's got to back out of it. So as much as that car is really fast, couple of big mistakes there from Vaughn Gittin Jr., and that might mean the judge is starting to lean a little bit more towards Ryan Littoral. I think everybody's learning and adapting to this track. There's so many interesting elements that we have here that we don't get to see in totality in other rounds, because this track is kind of a conglomeration of a lot of different things that we see. We get that hairpin kind of similar to what we see in St. Louis, right? This still feels like Long Beach with all the walls that are there. The amount of transitions are pretty similar to Atlanta. Like, it is really cool when you start picking apart the different zones and sectors of this track, and everyone's on the same page. They got to make it work, and I think you can run a lot in the sim and it's going to help, but ultimately once you get here, it's still going to be different.
Yep. Taking a look here, the outcome, slide him left for Littoral or right for Vaughn Gittin Jr. And Vaughn, unfortunately, takes himself out, but make the mistake now, not tomorrow, because he is in the main event tomorrow in that top 32, but takes himself out, almost rotates. So Ryan Littoral going to the finals of our seeding bracket. This has got to be a confidence booster for him, getting the car dialed, working out the kinks, and keeping pace with competitors. So
yeah, that's, Vaughn pretty late into that zone and has to really overcook the car coming around. And, it really left Ryan Littoral with nowhere that he could have gone. And Ryan does a great job of more or less seeing that's going in. You can see there, Vaughn needs to be deeper in that zone, now gets into it. But once he gets back on throttle, in order to push himself out to that zone, he's got to add a ton of angle. And then by that point, it's really nothing else he can do.
Hey, let's introduce our judges, Ryman Ishida, Brian Egger, and Reese Marin. And want to bring in our judges for our judges review. I want to talk to you, Reese. Anything? All right, and looks like here, just Reese, talk me through it.
Just going into the last outside zone there that we saw. Well, let's see the replay here. Where's the replay? All right, you can see he's going into the zone. You can see he just cuts a little bit of the zone going into outside zone 6, and then he pours on the angle, really cuts the line, really doesn't give Littoral any room at all. Littoral has to check up. We can see the replay here. The transition goes in, gets to the touch and go, cuts the line, doesn't get into the zone, gets into the zone late, starts to scrub a lot of speed, really cuts off Littoral. Littoral tries to manage it, messes up Littoral there. That was the defining thing that really stuck out, and we ended up giving the win to Littoral because of that.
Yeah, totally makes sense on that one, Reese. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. So Ryan Literal will be going to the finals there, and it'll be either Connor O'Sullivan or Ken Gushi taking him on to be the finals here of our seeding bracket. So it's going to be really, really interesting between those two. I think both of them are on a great path right now, and we'll be seeing them up at the line. This will be, I'm really looking forward to this battle.
And we are looking at Osoli and Kenshiro Gushi. Let's see who's going against Ryan Literal. As you said, this should be exciting. Osoli, he's really bringing it. Like you said, he's showing his cards. Kenshiro Gushi, this is again another confidence booster for him, getting the car dialed. Has just a medium temperament when he's outside of the car. I'd like to see him maybe just get a little more aggressive here as Osoli smoothly gets to the side of the 86 on the second outside zone. Now look at, there goes Osoli, and that's what he did last time. So this is what we can anticipate and expect from Osoli. And Kenshiro Gushi, great placement of that. Really well done. That back right, look at this transition, clean. Oh, Osoli dives in, and Osoli goes hard. And this is that aggressiveness as he bounces back that front lip, and Osoli smashes in that front left corner. And fortunately there is some tires there. We'll see what kind of parts were damaged, but it's not what you want to do, man.
No, and this is, he's pushing hard throughout this entire thing, and we'll see when we get to the replay what it looks like with the transition and how this all laid out. I don't want to start blaming anybody or fault, but it looks like Connor is okay, which is obviously the biggest thing, able to roll it back pretty quick. Probably out of some frustration there, so let's take a look. Ken, great initiation, getting that car swing right out. I mean, there's a bunch of drivers that do really well with this force kind of feint initiation into it, and Ken is one of them. Getting out to outside zone 3, this is where Connor now dialing on the aggression through 5. Things look very sorted for both drivers. Ken could have been a little deeper through 5 there. And this is where we need to figure out how this went. Connor, very aggressive, shoots in, and it's tough. It's tough to see exactly what happened there. I don't think there was any games or anything weird being played there from Ken, but really, just Connor shoots in, catches the corner of it, and catches the back of it. And I'm hearing from the judges, it seems like Osoli is at fault for this.
Yeah, you could see just how hot he was coming in.
Great catch there from Michael.
Yeah, like a foul ball. Give it to a kid.
The whole rear, yeah.
The foul ball at or a home run ball. Don't be a Philly, Karen.
Right.
I feel bad even mentioning that. She said a lot. I mean, I don't even know what to believe on the internet.
Nah, nothing. Just believe nothing.
Don't believe in anything?
No.
Just not at all.
We're not even real.
Oh my gosh. All right, so Osoli is at fault. It's a competition time out there for Osoli, so he'll have to call it. And on that point, you have one for Friday and another one on Saturday. So anybody that's in the seating bracket, you have one dedicated for today, and then it is a control, delete, and reset for tomorrow. You have another one for tomorrow. So it doesn't roll over. You just get one each day for seating bracket and then our top 32. It is official. We have crowned a 2025 champion, 5-time champion, James Dean. We're going to celebrate him a little more tomorrow and Sunday at the banquet. But what's up for grabs is 2nd and 3rd overall in the championship. And mathematically, we have a few competitors. And we come back, we'll find out Osoli or Gushi, who's going against Ryan Literal in our seeding bracket finals. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Kevin Wells, competition director of Formula Drift. We did some course changes. Hopefully we don't have a lot of oil downs and cleanups. So let's check it out.
Whoa! Shanahan wrong way! And Shanahan goes into the wall.
I've done some stupid stuff before. Definitely the stupidest one.
Oh my! Front wheels come off the ground on the truck? I don't know if the front wheels came off, but that's like, whoa! Okay, we've got a lot of damage. So I think I'm gonna cut this branch and then I'll lift it straight up and then we'll pull the car out front.
There's enough stuff here. They might be able to put it back together. He's got till what, Saturday?
you another thing. Actually, the first recipient.
Wow, I'm so honored.
On the way. Oh, what's that? Is that Kevin's corner? Dang.
Holy that was f***ing awesome. Link ECU, let's get it.
We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. Blink Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine, and then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000 wheel 2J, Link ECU all day.
Ready to turn your passion into a career? At the College of Applied Technologies at the University of Northwestern Ohio, we offer exciting programs that put you on the path to success. From high-performance motorsports to hybrid electric vehicles, agricultural equipment to robotics and automation, we've got it all. With 70% hands-on education, small classes, and practical real-world experience, you'll gain the skills needed for a profitable and successful career in the skilled trades. Find out more at unoh.edu.
Looking for what comes next? For that moment when everything finally...
1 minute!
Whichever path you choose, it starts here.
These are my race treads for going the distance.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
Kiss the ring,
He's the
dude.
first one.
Kiss the ring.
First one to kiss it.
Kiss the ring.
I love it.
That ring's bigger than you.
Grid Life FD conversion,
So
inverted.
sick.
Is it good? I got to run with T-Pain, Denofa, dudes I would never get to drive with. Forsberg was out there. Dude, that was awesome. That was sick.
You ready to go for a rip or what?
I heard it's your first time driving a stick.
Yeah, never driven a manual.
Yeah. All right, send it. Yeah! Mustang unleashed!
With this rings, you guys are now officially married. Thank you so much. You may kiss the bride.
Send it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Send it!
Accessories? I mean, checker flag's pretty fire, right? All right, I want this. And oh, you like mine? This is Ryan Turk. This is who won the event last year.
1,400 to 1,600 tires a weekend.
Dude, tire machines. Smile for me. Yeah.
Rejoining us here, a beautiful backdrop. Once again, just all the different angles here. I love how they're like, this island has an oil dredge and we're gonna just make it look pretty with waterfall. It's those things have been up there since the 50s. It's really cool. It's
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, they've been up there for quite some time. Shout out to my boy Chris Reese, who got on the boat during Long Beach Grand Prix. Look at there's that signature building. Supposedly that the green roof there's some spirits in there.
Really? Haunted? Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
And that building looking like the Capitol Records building, which was built in 1956 in Los Angeles. Not that one. It might have been, but I know the Capitol Records building was built in 56. And you can see off
this is great.
Out your right window.
I just want to like sit down, open up a little brochure, and audio tape this. Jared Tienda's guided tours of Long Beach.
Yeah. You know, the King Taco down there was built in 1995. That's where I ate too many tacos, and I'll leave. It's a family show, so
I'm
we'll
gonna
leave
say
it at
that could be your job. Like, I mean, I don't know if you're
What,
looking
King
for work
Taco?
over the winter. No, I just mean like doing guided tours of all the places we go to.
Well, again, I'll bring in Chris Reese or Dwight Tanaka. I feel like I mean, dude, because, you know, IndyCar is here.
Yeah.
But it used to be Formula One, and they used to be up on Pine, and they used to go down. I mean, there's old photos and videos and like the Lotus 6-wheel car raced here, and now obviously it's IndyCar, but it was Formula One, IndyCar, Champ Car, IndyCar, and obviously we have sports car racing, and now, you know, Formula Drift over the years. So
I think that was Vaughn. Just cruising around.
yeah, just ripping a little one wheel now.
Yeah. Hey, if it's got wheels, he's gonna drive it.
If there was a wheel, I'll shred it.
If there's a wheel, there's a way.
Yep. We are waiting for the O'Sullivan Gucci. Again, O'Sullivan got in contact with that wall. He was at fault. Gucci with the advantage. O'Sullivan needs to fix his vehicle, but get back out here, or Gucci will get the win. So it's Ryan Literal, because Vaughn is knocked out. So Literal against, right now all signs are saying Kenshiro Gucci.
Yep.
With O'Sullivan making that mistake.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it wasn't that bad of a hit. I would have figured they would like slap some toe plates on the car, make sure it was good to go, and send it back out. But I mean, you never know. Could be a bent tie rod, could be a bunch more. So you hope it's something quick. But either way, they got 5 minutes to get it repaired. And if they don't, then we'll see Ken Gucci out at the line solo for a bye run.
Solo dolo to go against Ryan Literal, but still, the second half looks like they are pulling up. There's O'Sullivan on the left and Kenshiro Gucci on the right.
Yeah, so now O'Sully, he's got to come out swinging. He's got to hope that something happens with Ken Gucci, you know, potentially earlier in the run. And listen, anything can happen with this sport. You might think that you've got to win, and then something wild absolutely comes out of nowhere. And so, yeah, you pull up and see what happens. So we should be getting them in the box here any second, and Connor O'Sullivan needs to have an absolutely perfect run and hope something happens with Ken Gucci.
And here is the map. And we've made some massages from even this morning to now. They've broken up that outside zone 4 essentially into 2. So 5 zones overall. You can see it. Break it down. Just what are some standouts, or just walk us through the course there, Jacob?
Yeah, I mean, if you really look at this, it's kind of just pushing the drivers as far out on track as possible. It's all outside zones, which I'm a big fan of. I think it makes for the best tandem. They try to make this as flowy as possible, and obviously working around some of the elements that we just can't move, some of the light poles, things like that. But it really is incredible. The first animation that we got was the kind of the idea of it. This is what we want to do, and then that went into the hands of a designer named Geronimo, who really brought this to life using like actual schematics provided by the city, as well as 3D scans that have been done of this area. So when that Assetto Corsa map came out, it was almost millimeter perfect all the way through. Yep. And it's something that was tested over thousands and thousands of laps with sim drivers, some feedback from some ex-pros, and then we came here, got everything more or less set up, and said, okay, let's run this in real life. And a couple of little changes in the zones, but I think what's going to happen tonight is we'll clean up a few of those lines, really make the ones that need to be there stand out, and it'll, I mean, you'll really, really understand how this works. It was cool to see the first laps here early this morning. It just felt very unique to be like, this is the first time someone's done this.
Easier to move pixels than it is concrete walls,
100%.
and to have it be verbatim of what we saw or identical is absolutely impossible. So I heard some of the chatter before cars even ran it was actually narrower than they thought when they showed up. So you know, again, the drivers thought it was narrower.
Yeah.
Than on the digital, on the sim, but overall I think it's flowy. Also, the track surface is really nice.
Yeah,
you can see. I mean, it's really, and it's consistent too.
Yeah,
compared to one, you know, you go from different asphalts. I mean, I guess there's a little at the beginning, but I think it's consistent asphalt all the way through. There's not a mini asphalt change.
Yeah, once you get through outside zone 2, it's pretty much down to what you would expect. Upon initiation, everything else, it's a little bit stranger, but it just adds to it. Every element that we can add in to make things just a little bit more difficult, to me, makes the track more interesting, and this is one of the most interesting tracks that we've got on the calendar. And I mean, knock on wood, we see it again next year.
Yeah, I think, again, thank you so much to the City of Long Beach. Thank you to, you know, all the officials. Thank you to the Grand Prix Long Beach Association. I just got a text from Doug Birkmeyer. He's an artist and a tattoo artist and digital renderer. He worked with Geronimo on the drift thing. So he's an old friend of mine. I met him at Killcare Speedway in Ohio at events many moons ago. Street Driven Tour. So Dougie, shout out to you, man. Thanks for contributing to the digital version of this track. I know many moons ago he's like, hey man, we need to scan you, let's do this thing, and I got busy, so I apologize, Doug, but I appreciate what you've done. He did the Lego tattoo. All right, here we go. Let's see the party continue. O'Sullivan and Kenshiro Gushi. O'Sully with the disadvantage. Looks like the car is back up to snuff, and now Ken Gushi, if he just doesn't need to push too hard, he's going to have the win. He's going to have the victory going through. Again, I say it's a little bit of Seattle right there, almost a little bit of a power rally, right? I mean, it kind of mimics Seattle now, bringing it on in, but out there and now into that last outside zone. O'Sully saw the car fight back. I think that's going to be just enough for Ken Gushi, and again, insult to injury there. O'Sully, this is a good opportunity. Glad he got to turn right there, because see maybe what's wrong with the car or what's upset. Yeah,
it was a little strange and a little out of character for O'Sully through outside zone 1 and getting most of outside zone 2 a little bit late to the party there. Getting nice, does a great job getting up to 3 all the way out to the wall and continuing that to 4. Ken Gushi pulling just a touch of angle out, but what I really love is how O'Sully is pretty much pinned on the throttle all the way through, and then just utilizing a few other elements, a few other tools that he's got to make sure he gets all the way through. And through 7, just a little bit too much angle entering the first part of the zone to cause him to over-rotate just a bit. And I mean, some of the hard part too is when you've got that car lit up the whole time and the wheels are spinning through absolutely all of it, they're going to be baked in. They're going to get a little bit slicker, and might have just kind of worked his way out of his operating window of that tire. But either way, you want to win every single battle, but for O'Sully, it doesn't mean this weekend is over by any means.
All right, Kenshiro Gushi gets the victory as the fans from Trinidad and Tobago are watching on right now. So as Ken Gushi goes to the finals of our seeding brackets, congratulations to him. He'll be going against Ryan Literal in our seeding bracket finals. Our final battle of today and tomorrow is game day. The final round, 8 of 8 to the Formula Drift Pro Championship, the Shoreline Showdown, just here from the shores of Long Beach and the Belmont shores. Like I said, Queen Mary off in the distance, the globe. What a beautiful backdrop and a beautiful weekend here. Thanks for joining us either in the building or online. And Gushi limping his way back to the start line.
Yeah, hopefully everything's all right. But either way, he's going to be going up against Ryan Literal, who is definitely on form, coming back with a vengeance.
Yep.
Looking great, driving well, adapting his form as well. I mean, taking a bit of speed out of the car, but he's made it more drivable. He's still getting around the track. He's still chasing well. And we've seen this. We've seen a few drivers do this over the years as well. Nick Novak in Irwindale a couple years ago did something very similar. I do think the mentality is changing just a little bit with a lot of drivers. We're like, we want to be fast, but we also want to be able to drive the car. So we're finding that balance quite quickly.
Some big notable things culminating at the end of the season. A champion has been crowned. Not only is it a 5-time champion for James Dean, he goes back to back. That's what he did many moons ago. He went back to back to back, 3 in a row. Now here he is going back to back, making it 5 total. Crazy. Also, it's the 3rd year in a row for the Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
Because the Chelsea the previous year, so 23, 24 for James Dean, and now 25 for James Dean. Also, the big other accolade that a lot of people are going for is Rookie of the Year.
Right.
And right now, mathematically, Jack Shanahan is leading, by no means a rookie to drifting at all, but a rookie coming to Formula Drift in the Pro Championship over here. So Jack Shanahan, mathematically, he could still get knocked off, depending on what unfolds and transpires tomorrow. But Love the other Shanahan. And Ken Gucci looks like he might be out. He is out officially.
Wow.
And yeah, so just like that, Ken Gucci gets the victory but breaks. So unfortunately, Kenshiro Gucci is out. That'll mean a bye run and a victory for Ryan Literal. Yeah, so we'll bring out. Yeah, so that'll be a bye run and a victory for Ryan Literal. All right.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, interesting turn of events.
Yeah.
You know, the good thing for Gucci is, yes, he broke, and it's unfortunate, but let's have this go down today, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, both for Ken Gucci, both for the finals, and a little anticlimactic, but some good driving. And I think that everybody got a little taste of what to come. Now we're going to ramp it up going into tomorrow. We'll still get that run from Ryan Literal, but Kenshiro Gucci, there it is, Ryan Literal making, what is he doing? Is Ryan just?
Oh, they're just pausing him right now.
Is he not going to run?
I think maybe he thought that he could just pull it to the line. I'm not sure, but we'll get this figured out. I think one of the interesting things today is how many drivers we've seen hanging out up here, chatting, really having conversations. There was, I think at one point, almost 10 drivers sitting up in this area with us, really taking in everything and trying to figure this out. So still a lot to learn when it comes to this track, but they're getting, front row view of a lot of it. So.
Yeah, they're taking notes. They're getting some insight here. So Ryan Literal will take his bye run. I think a little miscommunication there. Just thought, all right, I got the win. I'm going to pull up.
He's
Congratulations.
Excited. I get it.
Yeah.
I'd be excited too.
Ryan Literal winning the seeding brackets. Unfortunately, Ken Gucci breaking and handing it over to Ryan Literal, but he'll take his bye run and will be handed that victory. But that'll put a bow on our seeding brackets today. Again, the championship has been crowned, but the big battle is for second and third overall in the 2025 Formula Drift Pro Championships. Again, Cody Buchanan wrapping up the Pro Spec. That was 4 rounds that culminated in Utah. And speaking of Utah, that's where a champion was crowned for James Dean.
Yeah, great event. Really, I mean, one of the most exciting events we've had in a very long time. Everything that could have happened in drifting, I felt like happened. We had cars ramping, cars getting into the dirt, craziness, amazing battles. We thought we knew how Pro Spec was going to end, and we were so wrong. We had 3 other drivers.
That happens a lot with Pro Spec.
I know, and that's I mean,
Kevin Lawrence,
I know, yeah.
Like
even
just
Dylan Hughes, Travis Reeder. I mean, that going down in Irwindale, and even when Beecham won his, they've all been really, really good.
All right, here's the bye run from Ryan Literal and the Sunoco S chassis. This will be a bye run for Ryan Literal, and he will win our seeding brackets. Lay out and listen to the RB. Do more of that, and you might have some great success there, Ryan. So this is, again, a confidence booster. Ryan Literal takes it to the top in seeding brackets. Gets handed a bit of a victory here, unfortunately. A little anticlimactic, but still exciting. Like I said, just a taste, just a nice little appetizer of what to expect for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see him back on form. We've talked about it before. He had such a great run in Pro 2 back in the day. I mean, when everything is working in his favor, he is an incredible, incredible driver. And it's great to see him now taking home the win here in seeding. And, sucks for Ken, but as we talked about, I'd rather it happen now. Let's get it out of the way, Ken. Let's get those gremlins out of here and come back in fighting form. In third place for our seeding is going to be Vaughn Gittin Jr.
Yeah, speaking of coming back, Vaughn Gittin Jr. debuting that new Mustang RTR from the Ford factory anti-lag, Dark Horse components, Brembo's front and back. I mean, just beautiful. This thing, yeah. And you could see the vehicle here. If you plan on coming tomorrow, the vehicle is here. We did the reveal Wednesday at race service, and I was so excited for him, man. I honestly welled up a little bit just seeing and knowing where drifting has come from and where it's at and where it's going, past, present, future. Excited to obviously be part of that, but it's really about the overall collective, and that's even the tone that we had with Sung Kang and that panel yesterday. Sung was it's about community, it's about people. Watch Drifter the movie. You have Adam LZ in it. You have Dai Yoshihara doing stunts. You have James Pumphrey in it.
Yeah.
You have Rutledge Wood, you and I to have a role in it. Chris Forsberg. I mean, Ryan Turk. There's a lot of people in this film. It's full disclosure. I mean, you saw they've been posting on Instagram. Very transparent.
Yeah.
Hertz in it. Willow Springs is in it. Barstow's in it. E-Town's in it. Iconic places, and that's a major role. So, anyways,
yeah,
kind of getting off the rails.
No, I
but
got
just
you.
talking about the passion and where drifting's at, past, present, future. Speaking of future, we will be seeing Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Ryan Littoral and Kenshiro Gushi, but there it is as they finish. Ryan Littoral gets the victory here in our seating brackets, and that Sunoco S chassis. Vaughn Gittin Jr. steps out of his vehicle, and don't see Ken Gushi down there, but make some noise for him. Ryan Littoral and Vaughn Gittin Jr. 1 and 3 in the podium. Welcome back, Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Ryan Littoral gets the victory in that Sunoco S chassis here in seating brackets. Congrats to you fellas, 1 and 3. And Kenshiro Gushi and his team probably just already thrashed on the vehicle to get it back.
It. Yeah, they're back there getting that done. And yeah, what a great way to open this up. Very iconic, history-making day. First time we've done this, and couldn't be more proud to be a part of it. And I think everybody who's here and everybody at home watching should feel the same way.
History has been made. We have officially turned and burned for our seating bracket. Thank you guys and gals, children of all ages. Tune in tomorrow, 10:30. So bright and early Saturday morning cartoons. Well, we're cars and we're tuned. So essentially, it's Saturday morning cartoons. As we are going to be back here. I'm Jared Deanna, Jacob Gettins. Thank you, Jacob, for partying here today.
Hey, thank you for being here with me.
All right, and thank you to our judges, Robin Ishida, Brian Eggert, and Reese Marin, and our whole Formula Drift staff. Thank you to the fans. The Shoreline Showdown, game day tomorrow. We'll end it with an exclamation point and put a bow tie on it on Sunday at our Formula Drift banquet, but tomorrow is when we go wheel to wheel, head to head. Who is going to finish up second overall? But we know James Dean is officially our 5-time champion. More action tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Tune in, Pacific Standard Time. Send it.